I haven't watched Riverdale for a long time, but I'm watching it now. I'm in, I think, the fourth season. Archie has a community center, a boxing ring, a boxing training place, and he's like in a fight with this guy Dodger, who's a gang leader who recruits kids. And I think you guys are all wondering, like, how do I think that Riverdale's utopia? How do I fit into the situation? Well, Elizabeth, I think, also was involved with writing Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Beth, or Lizzie is what her name is. She's been best friends with me since I was a kid, like, but she hasn't been, but she's been my friend forever, and we were close friends always. And I feel like, if you notice one thing about the show, at least around season 4, Archie isn't spending as much time with her. He's not around her at all. He tends to be around Mad Dog and whoever else he's friends with. That's not really part of the group. Everyone's kind of spread out a little bit, it seems like. He's not even that close friends with Elizabeth or Betty. Okay, so in the first season, there's a wrestling situation, right? Where Archie wrestles someone. I can just tell you my story. In high school, for baseball finals, we did wrestling for finals, and I was a sophomore, and I don't think that everyone knew that I was a trained wrestler. I don't think anyone knew that I was a trained wrestler. I was trained in elementary school by a guy who trained a state wrestling for California champion wrestler, so I was pretty fit at that point. I was in good shape, and the coach put me up against a senior, and I think everyone thought I was going to get my ass kicked, and I body slammed him pretty good. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that coach has been in on it. Like the way that he treated me, the way that he kept me off JV8. My theory now is that he didn't want me to be on JV8 team because he thought they were running drugs. So he wanted me to be on JVB team, but he didn't know the clones were in town and we were all really bad at baseball. Everyone's so young. They're not the same age. And there's no way they're going to be on JV8 team. They're too young. They're not even their own age. And everyone's changed who they are. And now they're on JVB team with the guy who could be the best player on all of varsity. Like, because as a sophomore, could I have been the best player on varsity? I would have been tied for the best player on varsity. I hit 756 on the JVB team. And that's why it feels like in a lot of our art, there's a recurring theme of a person who's getting mistreated by a coach or by the other players. Did I get treated very nicely by the other players? I didn't. I hated it. That's why I quit baseball. Like, my entire life was dedicated to baseball. That's all my dad cares about in the entire world is baseball. I honestly think the reason my dad hates me is because my coach wouldn't write me a letter of recommendation. I tried to get a letter of recommendation to go play baseball in San Antonio for Clark High School, and my coach wouldn't write it for me because I had quit baseball. But the reason I quit baseball is because the way everyone had treated me and how I got shamed so bad, even though I was that good of a baseball player. I hit 756, and almost every time I got up, I got to third base. Like, I hit a double or a triple almost every time, or I stole. Like, I will steal every base. Like, it's your nightmare, me on JVB team, I promise. Because one of the fastest guys on varsity, he tied me in his 40 time. So it's not like I wasn't fast. All right, so Riverdale. I'm a boxer. I love boxing. I play guitar. If you didn't notice, Archie doesn't play music very much anymore. Like, he used to play music. He doesn't play anymore. I haven't written a song since I wrote Madman. Like, there's a madman inside of my head, and I'd already written that song, but then I added on the I don't know how to be with you, and that shit. I am not gonna be with her. Like, there's no way now. Like, there's no possible universe. Like, who am I gonna be with? I'm gonna just decide. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I'm gonna meet different people. Like, I'm gonna not be in my fucking cage. I've been in a censorship box. The military and like the police and everyone have me in a censorship box, and it's like I'm not allowed to interact with the outside world. And so, like, I've sent out thousands of letters, not a single person's contacted me, and it's because I'm in a censorship box. And the only person that's allowed to talk to this guy is a psychiatrist. Trust me, we have a team of psychiatrists. They all agree he's crazy. He's dangerous. He knows about COVID. He thinks COVID-19 is his fault. He has a fantasy about COVID-19. It's his fault. I have worked for Lockheed Martin for a very long time. And, like, I don't think you guys get it. Like, I have worked for the CIA for a very long time. And, like, it's been a fucking nightmare. Like, it's been a fucking nightmare. Like, it's been so much fun. And I've had such good friends. And I've loved them so much. And it's kind of crazy how they're friends in your head. And I feel like that fear relationship's awkward. But all I'm saying is that, I'm a very serious person, and I feel like everyone disrespects me, and everyone treats me like I'm nothing. And even like these people at the CIA, like they underestimated me a lot. And I think that the reality is that the CIA overlaps with the outside world that much, and then the outside world interlaps with the CIA, and that's why you can't blame it on the CIA. But like, all I'm saying is I've been a very serious person for a long time, and I've always known that like the organization depends on me being crazy and me not snitching. And it didn't actually depend as much until I knew about Lockheed Martin. All I'm saying is that, like, okay, so Riverdale, Archie and Betty are too good of friends, and Archie's that good of friends with Jughead, but in reality, like, who are Archie's friends? Mad Dog and the Asian guy that's on the football team, and but Betty's his friend. I guess his girlfriend's his friend. Yeah, poor Archie. I feel like she's annoying, but she's less annoying as the show goes on. I had a Mexican girlfriend. That was like my longest relationship in high school. And was she annoying? Never. Her dad was Mexican. Her mom was white. She lived in Blanco. Is Blanco the lab? I think Blanco's the lab. Yeah. Alright. I gotta go take care of these plants. We are on day... I guess you guys want to see God's gift, I'm sure. Everyone always wants to see God's... It hasn't gotten much bigger, but it's just so beautiful. I'm really, really itching to harvest this one. And... because it's the first time I'm about to run out of weed. I bought an ounce from this place, and like it had like 30%ers, but like every time I smoke it, it hurts my throat, and I think it's because they use pesticides so late. I think I'm smoking like pesticide, and the other place is actually careful about it, and so it might be because the chemicals they use in their pot. The other place grows organic, so I don't know. It's pretty frustrating, like waiting to harvest, but I have to wait to harvest. But once I harvest, I'm gonna have a bunch. But until I harvest, it's gonna be a freaking frustrating situation.